Hi everyone, welcome back to Videos with Welty. My name is Miss Darcy, and today I'd like to talk about bird watching, also known as birding. Now, bird watching has been a very popular outdoor recreational activity that has grown in popularity over the years. It is a great activity for the whole family to do. Now, you don't have to be an expert on birds in order to go bird watching. You can do bird watching from basically anywhere. You can do it from your backyard, from your car, or even from walking around your neighborhood or in a park along the trails. Now, bird watching is a really fun outdoor recreational activity that doesn't require a lot of equipment. But there are some things that I'd recommend bringing along with you if you decide to go outside and go bird watching. Now, some tools that I recommend bringing with would be some binoculars. Now, binoculars can come in all different shapes and sizes, so it's up to you what type of binoculars you'd like to use, but I highly recommend them, especially if you can't get too close to birds. It's often tricky too. So this helps you see birds from a further distance. I also recommend bringing along a field guide. Now, a birding field guide, allows you to helps you identify different types of birds. Now, you don't have to have a bird guide quite this large. You can also download one to your phone, which I'm going to share those resources with you in a little bit. Now, I also recommend bringing along a camera or even your phone to take pictures of these birds to help you either have a picture of a bird that you don't know or even a picture of a bird that you do know. Now, I also recommend bringing a notebook and a pencil with you because then you can record what birds you have seen while you're out birding and where you saw them, as well as if you don't know what type of bird it is, you can also jot down a quick description or maybe even a quick sketch of that bird so then you can go back and try to identify that bird later on. When you're outside birding or bird watching, here are some tips to keep in mind. You want to be as quiet as possible so that you're able to hear any bird calls or songs, and it also will minimize your chances of startling any birds. You also want to avoid making any fast or sudden movements that might startle a bird and make it fly away. You want to avoid wearing brightly colored clothing, so wearing more browns, greens, or grays to blend in with your surroundings. Wearing brightly colored clothing might startle or scare some birds away. You also want to follow a flock or group of birds and look very closely because these groups may include more than one bird species. You also want to look at the bigger picture, so look at all of your surroundings. You don't want to focus on the one bird in a bush or in a tree because you may be missing out on a bird or group of birds flying overhead. You also want to be patient. Bird watching requires a lot of patience of waiting and looking for birds. If you do see a bird or group of birds that are just a little bit too far to really make out, you can do what is called pitching. Pitching is a bird watcher technique to attract birds closer to you. You can make two different types of pitching sounds. Making a small squeaky noise by kissing the back of your hand, like this. Or by making a low whistled pitching sound by blowing air through your closed teeth and saying pish. These sounds occasionally attract birds. So these are some tips that you can take with you as you're birding or bird watching outside or from your backyard. In the video description down below, I have included some links to resources to learn more about birding and bird watching, as well as some great resources I've found that I also use for bird identification field guides that are found online or you can download to your phone, as well as an opportunity for citizen science that relates to birding and bird watching. The Merlin Bird ID app is an app that I often use when I go out birding or bird watching. This is a great app that includes information on all sorts of different birds, as well as pictures, descriptions, and even their calls and songs. Audubon.org is another great resource that has a field guide to North American birds, as well as more information on birding and bird watching. eBird from the Cornell Lab of Ornithology is an app or online resource that you can use to keep track of what bird sightings you find while you're out birding or bird watching. Then this app will share your sightings with educators, other birders, scientists, and conservationists around the world. These sightings that you enter into this app will then help with the advancement of science and conservation relating to birds and habitats of birds in order to further protect them in the future. Thanks for joining me today in learning about birding and bird watching. I hope you use the tips and resources that I've shared down below in the video description to advance your birding and bird watching skills. Thank you again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye!